Hey y'all, it's Angel, your best friend who happens to be a therapist. I still can't believe they talked me into doing a podcast, but here I am and here we go. I'm not gonna lie to you. We gonna talk about everything. Nothing's off limits. The good, bad, and the ugly. So put your seatbelt on and enjoy the ride.
To the people. Apologize.
I apologize if I made y'all feel that. I did that on purpose.
That's exactly.
I used to do that.
No, you had many times. I'm sorry if I made you feel that way. You said that the other day. I'm sorry. Hold up. What were you talking about? And you was like, I'm sorry if I made you feel like I bit your head off. When you was in the car and I was talking about the line of credit. Yeah, you said that this week. She gonna lie to y'all.
So this is now.
But I ain't.
We might lie sometimes.
I did say that. I did. So listen, I'm human. I'm working on it.
Apologize.
Right, we're human.
But going back to how to apologize.
So taking accountability for what you have done or how you made your partner feel, and not saying but, and making a promise to do better, and actually trying to do better. Well, a lot of times people want to know what you're saying sorry for.
It's another thing to say sorry, but to mean it too.
That's
I can say sorry a lot and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, or I'm sorry you felt that way. I feel like people saying I'm sorry that way is like an underhand way, like, yeah, whatever type shit.
Right, like you felt that way, but I don't see it.
Like
I don't agree.
Because sometimes,
because it's hard to apologize. So for somebody to come to say I apologize, just say no matter what, no anything else. My bad. I apologize. That in itself is hard for people.
It
to
is,
say.
but
so you saying that don't mean nothing?
If you don't mean it.
I'm saying to your spouse.
But how do you tell?
I'm saying in the instance with your spouse, it shouldn't be hard. Because
it shouldn't be,
because the goal is I don't want to hurt you.
That's
I always go back to, even though I don't want to apologize, I don't want to hurt you.
But even
so that's what means more to me.
Shows that I don't want to hurt you, right?
Not
so
really, because people say a lot of things and they don't mean shit.
And people
words
apologize
mean nothing
just to get
the
the
other
person
person. You know, so that's what he's talking about, the genuineness of saying, I apologize, and saying, I will do my best to not do that again.
And those apologies sound so different.
This is crazy, right?
They do.
I've been reading the Bible, right? But
Amen.
I don't know everything.
Bring it up.
He got the Lord in him.
It's even, I'm going to read some stuff, I ain't really specific, but it's like, even God was like, people that he was like, I'm gonna give you these lands, I'm gonna give you these riches, I'm gonna give you all of this no matter what. But I know you deceitful. Like I know you're human.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was still willing to give them this, even though he knew they had flaws. So what I'm saying, you can apologize. We all human. And we all make mistakes. We're not perfect. And it's not like so I might do something to you. I might do it again. But it might be what I did for 30 years or 40. So I'm not going to stop instantly. Yeah. You know, something I got to learn. You might have to keep repeating, but it don't mean I want to hurt you though.
So Jesus was forgiving people, and he even asked them not to sin no more. So yes. Them making the effort to apologize does mean something, but after like umpteen times of the same apology with no action behind it means nothing eventually. I mean, that's my definition of trust.
And your words matter. So if you say you're going to do something, you need to do it. Because then people stop believing.
They stop trusting you.
Right. They don't believe you. And so that's not a good place for a spouse to be in, where like, okay, I know my spouse said X, Y, Z, but
They never do it.
So I don't believe that shit. It's not a good place.
But I think it also goes both the way, like T, what you saying, and also what the girl is saying. It's like nothing's going to change overnight. So if you see effort, that's everything. Like we've had issues with something that bothered her about me or vice versa. And long as we seen an effort and it wasn't, then it's okay. Like when you do it, it don't sting as bad when somebody does it again because you've seen the effort that they put in. But if you're not putting in any effort and you still doing the same old thing and then just throw it as a sorry, then that doesn't mean anything. But if you see it happen, it ain't gonna be consistent. But over time maybe, but long as you're doing something, then that should be enough. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When is it enough? That's the question. Because like I said, nobody perfect. And I got shit with me. Everybody has shit with everybody. It's just what shit are you willing to deal with?
Amen.
That's true too.
Everybody got some shit with. Ain't nobody perfect, and it ain't never gonna be like we could get divorced and she could go find somebody else. It's gonna be some shit, and if I found somebody, it would be some shit.
I'm not allowed to get divorced.
I don't think anyone's looking for perfection.
Even what you said, I think even if
I'm the stalker type.
if you see a flaw, are you willing to? I don't know how to word it.
You can't leave.
Like,
What they
see
say,
a
we go
flaw
together.
in your partner, are you willing to say, I'm going to, like I know this person, they ain't gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even something like the dishes or the laundry. You know what I'm saying? Something as small as that. Like they just don't like I don't like to fold clothes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think anybody does.
she gonna fold the clothes. No.
I
think Dina loves it.
I don't mind.
I think she loves it. You know what I mean? I think she loves it.
I don't mind folding clothes at all.
But she don't like doing the dishwasher.
I don't like the dishwasher,
Because
especially
you
now the
did it
dishwasher
this
is
morning,
broken.
and I appreciate that.
But to your point,
But you know what I'm saying? So I'll do the
But that's
dishwasher.
a balance. We're. It's not like everything is on me. Okay,
But
Gary
I
don't
was
like
about to
this,
say,
or Gary
I
don't
was
like this.
about to
It all just falls on me. It's a balance. You don't like folding
Exactly.
clothes. I don't mind it. I'm not really big on taking the dishes out of the dishwasher. You pick up the slack in that. So I think there's a balance there.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's
you
one
pick up.
thing if I am always picking up the slack and all of your flaws I have to accept. But I think if there's a balance.
But that's
It
also
makes no
but that's
sense for
but
powerful.
that's
Yeah.
a good point. Is that in the beginning, you know, it might have not been that way, but as time goes on, you learn what bothers you, what bothers him, and y'all adjust. We had the same thing. Like she was like, I think I have too much on my plate. Like as far as the laundry, like I wash, she'll fold, or I do the dishes, or if she cooks, I clean the kitchen afterwards and I wash the dishes. Like, but you have to progressively get to a common ground where she's like, she don't feel like it's all on her. I don't feel like it's all on me. Like you said, you feel like you came home. It's like, now I got to come home. I don't work 8 hours, deal with traffic, and then I got to come home and do a second job. It needs to be, let me take a load off. So we both feel like we both evenly contribute to the household. I don't want you to feel like you doing 80% and I'm doing
A lot
20.
of men
Right.
who are breadwinners assume
I
that
bring the money home.
that is their balance.
But let me
And
tell
that
you,
is
but a lot of
not
women-
true.
But a lot of women, they will accept that though. Like if you just bring home all the bread, they will do.
yeah, it goes.
You know
No.
what I'm saying?
If I was a housewife,
Okay, so that's
I
different.
would accept it.
Amen.
But if I'm working too,
That's the difference.
Okay, I got
That's
you.
the
Yeah,
difference.
That's the
yeah,
difference.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
Because back in the
Yeah,
day, that
Yeah.
was the thing. Like the
That was
the
her
women
job.
took care of the
house.
they did the
Yeah,
cooking
that
and
was-
stuff.
that was
But
her
what
job.
the dudes are forgetting is they didn't work.
right,
Right.
exactly.
So now you expect them to still do that, but
And
still work.
work.
You think that's an
Ain't
expectation?
about enough
Huh?
You think
energy.
that's an expectation?
Yes.
Yes.
Dudes are not
Hell
saying,
yeah.
I don't
Yes.
want
Well,
to work.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna. I can't
I
say
think
that
that's a
because I
women's
don't
thing.
know.
I think
I'm not
that's
in
a women
everybody's
wanting to get
household.
out and work and want to be.
Some women
and
do.
wanna do that.
Wait. What's your question?
Oh,
What's
no,
the
no, no,
expectation?
no.
To taking care of the house or the working part? What you talking about?
See, I done fucked up. You're not gonna lie to you, Pop.
I don't want
What's
to.
the expectation?
I don't want to.
No. You said no. I was saying when we was talking about the men. You said something about the men. They work all the time.
Mhm.
Boom, boom, boom. But we were saying that the men expect their women to work now. I think most men would like for their women to be home.
Listen. I would love to be a housewife.
You can move. You can quit. We just gotta move to Southeast.
I mean, but we might not live like we live.
You can always quit.
But
just what are you willing to do for?
I think most men would prefer for their women to be housewives. I would prefer for you to be with Jackson 100%, like not 100% of the time. Of course, you gotta go to school, whatever. But housewife, I think that was devalued at some point. You know what I'm saying? That role, because it's like, oh, I gotta stay home, I gotta clean, I gotta do. But do you really understand how valuable that is? How that was to the family?
Yeah,
you know
it was an important role.
That was way more important.
It was an
than the
important
husband
role.
going out to work.
Because
you know
that kind of dictated how your children grew up and what they knew as a household. And yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it was more important
right,
than
there
they
wasn't
were
any
seeing.
latchkey kids, right? Like that did not exist back then.
You came home, there was lunch. They helped you with your homework.
Yeah.
They talked about what you went through in school. They guided you in issues you might have had, bullies and all that type of stuff. It was more stable.
It was more structured.
It was more stable. But now is mothers at work, kids coming to take it home, coming home, taking care of themselves. They
put their food in the microwave.
Even the way the school system is set up, the school system is not set up to have two working parents, right? It's like you expect your parents to work 9 to 5, but school starts at 8 and it ends at 3. So as a working parent, how are you supposed to get your kids to school? You gotta have after kids. It's not set up for working parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You spend that extra money right for aftercare. Absolutely.
They know what they're doing when they set that up. Because like you said, that's not normal working hours. It's made for you to pay for that.
Yeah.
So they can get, because if it was, it would be like 8 to 3 and then after 5 we charge you.
Right. But it was also created with the fundamental, like the ideology of there was a parent home. The mother was home. So the mom could drop the kids off at school and then pick the kids up from school.
Yeah, because that was her job.
Correct.
But
so,
now,
aftercare wasn't a thing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Back when our parents was growing up.
That's true.
It wasn't a thing. It wasn't.
Well, no, it was when mine was a kid.
No,
aftercare
when your parents were.
Oh, no,
She said when your parents were.
There was no thing.
Yeah.
But we didn't do it.
But it wasn't as prevalent as like. Sorry, because we're young tenderonies. When we were kids,
that's
versus
we
when
might lie to you sometimes, Paul.
Shit, these niggas is like 7 years older than us, so that's almost a generation.
That is not a generation.
So how was a generation?
Why you
10 years is a
generation?
generation.
Got nothing to do with this. Why you bring
What's a generation? Every 10 or 20 years.
20. I think it's 20.
So almost a generation.
Look at me. I don't look young.
You don't look young. I heard you. I heard that.
I fucked that all the way up. Cut that out.
I don't look young.
I fucked that all the way up. Whoa.
That whole situation, I think that means a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And I would be fine with being a housewife. I would be so in shape. So in shape.
Shut up.
Right. The personal aesthetics would just be
right. Y'all
be
is that what y'all blaming it on?
Yes. I mean, I would have facial more than twice a month.
You're like,
I go to the gym, I work. What you talking about?
Okay, this is a whole nother podcast. There's certain things that men can do. I was watching a podcast where
go ahead, I want to hear this one.
Where the woman was saying how when she had her child, really when she had her twins, that her life was forever impacted, but her husband kept going like he didn't have kids. And listen to what I'm saying. He went to work.
That ain't
he
me.
hit the gym. I'm not saying it's you, but
okay.
but you make time to go to the gym.
Yeah,
you do.
I do. And then she wanted to go to. Don't ever say I wasn't like, if you want to go to your Pilates class, we make it work.
Okay, but I have mom guilt, you don't have dad guilt.
No, I don't. See, I ain't got time for that.
And that's the difference. We do have mom guilt.
That's my fault.
Real thing. It's not your fault.
Yeah, y'all make time to go to
Y'all make time.
You know when I go get my hair done? When my kids are in school.
You can go to the gym.
I don't know.
Self-care. You can't.
I agree.
So don't do that.
But
don't say
no.
that you can't go work out, y'all can't go to the gym, but y'all can go do everything else.
I'm just saying.
It was
That was
hard.
a good ass
Mom
point, girl.
guilt is the thing.
Was it not
You
hard?
don't have guilt when you go get your hair done and nails
I
done.
go
and
when they're in school.
You can go to the gym when they in school.
I'm working.
And now I'm not. As bad.
You just say you
Now
go
I
to
don't
the gym for
do
everything
that.
else.
I
mean, you know-
right. To her.
I don't understand that part.
You need to go out.
It ain't like y'all kids like, you never home with us. Why you ain't play? That ain't the deal. I feel like it would be guilt if your kids express some type of thing they're lacking, but you are blessed to have a full
When they want to
family.
go out and hang out, if they ain't feeling guilty.
Y'all go out with your girl.
When do we go out and hang out?
That shit is like 4 or 5 times a year.
Stop minimizing
It's
everything you
only
do.
4 or
Stop
5
doing that.
times a year.
Because we don't go out ever.
That's your fault.
But we don't. But if I did, I wouldn't feel guilty about it. You're supposed to have a life too. Are you telling me you're not supposed to have a life?
Mike.
Because that's what you're saying.
No, I'm
You
not.
can't go out to the gym for an hour. You can't go get your hair done.
I'm not saying that I allow mommy guilt to stop me from doing things. I'm just saying I have it.
Okay.
So I minimize it where I can.
And what we say
So
is
the
you
thing-
shouldn't have it.
I hear you.
You should enjoy yourself.
I hear
and
you.
should listen. That's what we
Going
say.
to
That's
work out
basically
is
what we
health.
say. We not saying
Absolutely hear
It
you.
makes no difference about
Yeah,
mommy
we not
guilt
getting on
if
you.
you sit
We just saying
and
We
out
should
of
go
shape.
out
have
and
it.
get healthy on a Saturday night.
Okay. If you're going to get healthy, y'all trying to be funny, but I'm serious.
You say going
I
out
know.
and
I'm talking about
That
for
is.
real.
That's good
Like
though.
it's not a game.
It is. Self-care is important for sure. 100%.
You
It is
it's like
important.
you make it. You minimizing it, but it's all.
I'm agreeing with you.
You just said
I'm
we should go
just
out and
saying-
get healthy. God damn.
disrespectful.
Wait a minute. But
Go back to 5 minutes from now.
I didn't say it.
That's that shit we was talking about. Why? When the men be like, see, that's that shit.
Happy life.
So listen, you
That's
said
the
I
point.
should not have
we're
mommy
going out and
guilt.
stuff. So we said we're gonna go out on a Saturday night.
No, you
That is
you
not-
turn it into something else. You know what I'm talking about as far as going out to do self care and stuff like that. That it shouldn't be mommy guilt behind that.
I know it
but
shouldn't
it
be,
is.
and I agree with you. But
Mommy
like I said,
guilt is
I
you
plan-
staying out for
I plan
long
everything
hours.
while
We
they're
talking about
in
an
school.
hour.
You know what's crazy? Women that do that don't have guilt.
But we not talking about that.
Women
We
who
talking
be
about
out and about all the
women.
time. They don't.
normal women.
Like we know some
What's
women.
normal women?
Right? What's no you ain't women? Get a name on get a name on YouTube, man.
What's normal women?
Oh yeah.
What are you saying?
I don't know.
Because I know different
You can't get me
moms
in
who
trouble
go
with that.
out
I'm telling
every
you.
weekend and they
I'm
don't
asking.
have those moms. No disrespect, but they don't have mommy guilt because they going out every weekend because they like fuck that shit. I'm getting away from these kids, and they don't have the mommy guilt.
I'm just talking about this balance. I was talking about y'all. I wasn't talking about everybody else. I'm talking about y'all, and y'all in a good situation where y'all have husbands that can watch the kids
Don't mind watching.
and don't mind watching them, but y'all acting like we ain't here.
So let me say this.
And then-
girl. Let me say this.
Like,
because I think that
when you
can
go
hear
get
this.
your head
Can I
done and
say
all
something?
that, like you ain't
Can I
got to
say-
do
can
that
I
whole
say something?
scheduling.
Can I
If
say
I'm not
something?
here
Can I
for
say
work,
something? Can I say something?
can I finish what I'm saying?
Okay, you finish.
God damn it! Oh, I'm talking too much. Sorry, be
I
quiet.
was trying to get them.
Go, give him the drop your
But
Jumail.
I want the world to know
Okay.
is that Angel and I are very blessed. We have very good husbands, good partners, that we don't have to ask them to keep or babysit their kids. They enjoy their kids. They enjoy their families. They like to spend time with their families. Sometimes we got to tell these niggas, you need to go out. So we're very blessed in that sense. So I'm not going to say that we're not fortunate and that we don't appreciate them because they do. Because we do recognize that we're very fortunate and we're very blessed in that sense because everybody doesn't have that. I heard my cousin just saying a few minutes ago how she felt like everything was on her. So we know that we are very fortunate in that sense. So we don't want y'all to think that the mom guilt is a reflection of the two of you as men. It has nothing to do with who you guys show up as husbands and fathers and partners.
No, that's not, but that's
It's
not,
just,
that's not
it's
what
truly.
you're saying, though. That's
But
not what
we
you're
have,
saying.
but I want to make sure y'all know that, and the world knows
We
that. It's
appreciate
not about how
that. We
y'all are
appreciate
showing
that.
it.
But what we're saying is, you shouldn't have
So
mommy
can you
guilt.
guys get up at 5 to go to the gym every other day?
That ain't happening.
No, that's
5?
No, because then you won't feel guilty because there'll be sleep by the time you get back.
No, that I'll be asleep earlier in the evening.
And then you have guilt.
I will
It'd be
guilt.
good. It'd
I-
be good. She be like,
I
oh shit, I'm sleeping
earlier
early.
in the evening and not get everything
Nah.
done.
First of
Let me
all,
tell you how
I
much-
enjoy
But
waking
do
up
you
at 5.
realize that how much energy you're going to have?
I'm
if
not a
you're
morning
working
person.
out?
I don't.
I've done it before.
I can't do
I'm
that.
so guilty.
I've done
And
it
I'm a
before.
gym person. I can't work out in the morning.
I've
Let me
done
tell
it
you
before.
let me tell you how
I can't do
guilt
that.
shows up for me.
But that's because you up late.
At nighttime,
That's true.
when Jackson is not, if he's still up, I cannot rest. Gary be knocked out, but
Yeah,
I
me too.
cannot rest
They fall asleep.
if he's still up
Be
and
all right.
awake. If he's not in the bed, if I don't know that he don't have to be necessarily asleep, but if he's not down for the night in the bed, I'm not comfortable, and I cannot sleep.
I can sleep.
I can't. Well, that's why I'm
That's the thing.
that
Let me
way.
tell you,
You
if
know,
you
my
wake up
kids
and
are
you start to
older.
go to sleep, then he'll realize nobody tripping. Let me go to sleep.
Is that why your son was up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Because he realized.
No, that's because he 11 and he on his own shit
Jackson
now.
has FOMO. As long as the TV's on, he is not going to be.
No, we turn the TV off.
Yeah.
See,
No, I turn everything off, lay your ass down, go to sleep.
Yeah.
You
Well,
go to
see,
sleep.
but that's different. That's him being in for the night.
Yeah, you
So,
gotta turn off the TV.
I want to reiterate, mom guilt has nothing to do with how you show up.
No.
You show up. You are there. You show up when I don't ask you to show up. I don't have to ask you. So I don't. It has nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with me. Like I said, everything that I plan, self-care, is while my kids are in school.
But what I to the point, I understand that what you're saying is not a reflection of us, but to Gary's point, I'm saying you shouldn't have mom guilt in the fact that you're taking care of your health. Like, working out is not for aesthetics only. It's for your health. It ain't no end.
No. I know.
Don't go there with me.
No,
If
I
it's
know
not
that's how
end,
you feel, but
it's-
for me,
it's not how I feel. It's not aesthetics.
No, for
It's
me.
about it ain't just for you. Just because you're saying it in your head, nigga, you go to the doctor, you have to get healthy for your heart.
all my blood work is normal.
Angel.
It ain't just about blood work.
It ain't
I
about
know.
blood work. Don't do that.
know, but
So you telling me you 100% healthy. That's what you're saying?
according to Dr. Rosenstock.
But it ain't about just
But-
Stop
blood work.
playing with me right
No,
now.
but you have to understand, right? Like that is how you see it.
That ain't
But
me.
for me-
That's what I'm saying. That's not me. That's science.
I hear you.
You have to be
But I
a certain...
have to buy into that, and I haven't bought into that. What
Can
I
I
bought
say
into
this?
is
It's for your
that
children.
is
It
that
ain't
it's
about-
aesthetics for
Can
me.
I say this?
Oh, okay.
There is a whole gamut when it comes to health. Blood work is just one aspect of
Yes.
it, right? So what Mike is saying is your overall health is being enhanced by working out. You are essentially lengthening your lifespan by working out. Not only are you lengthening your lifespan, you're making sure that you are there for your children and your children's children. You're investing in your health for your children, for your husband, for your family. So it's more than just the aesthetics. Are you bought in yet?
Almost.
That was really good.
And that
That was,
hour might bring you
Are
again.
you brought in yet?
that was good. That was
That
good.
hour
That was
is
real.
real.
That was real. But
The
that,
aesthetics,
she said it very well. though.
Yeah,
That was
it's
really
like
good.
the aesthetics is more.
This commercial break is brought into the fact that Mama's been working out for 3 weeks now, and she feels really good.
Bitch has been 4.
She hit it.
But
Yeah,
no,
she
that
hit
shit
it.
was real. Like, it's not just
And
about aesthetics for me.
you know what? It's not a coincidence that she's a fresh, empty nester. But prior to her child going away to school,
She wasn't working
ask her
out.
where that shit was at. I'm telling you,
But,
it's different.
Like I said, I've been
I get it.
I've
It's
been in
different.
like I said, it all. I told Angel this. It all goes back to when I got hurt and I was in the hospital.
I understand.
I've seen people, older people, at a certain point, especially now at this point in our lives, if you don't take steps
Yeah.
to improve on your health,
Yeah.
you good right now, but when that shit hit,
It
then
hard.
it's too late.
It gets
It's too
hard.
late when they like, yeah, we're gonna need to do some heart surgery, or this ain't working right. I don't want it to
Or
get
you
to
gotta
that
get
point. That's
knees
what
replaced.
working out is about,
Yeah.
to
I
prevent
get
those
it.
things that come, because that's a stress you not worrying about because it's out of sight, out of mind. But when that shit hits, it's going to hit hard, and it ain't no coming back. And I want you to understand, it ain't about aesthetics. It's not. It's about your health and being here for your kids and your life. I want you here with you. I want you healthy. I mean that shit. Like, that shit is real. Like, it's not a game. You really taking that shit for granted. It's just like young people. They feel like they're going to live forever. And then when they die or cancer hits or something fails on them, it's not a game anymore. But then it's too late because you didn't want to go to the gym or you didn't want to eat right. You didn't want to do this. That shit matters.
It does.
It fucking matters. And for you to downplay it is not, I'm not subscribing to that shit. It's not what you think. It's when it gets there, when the shit hits the fan, it's too fucking late then.
And the thing
It's
is,
too late.
And the thing is, working out.
And then you looking at me like, motherfucker, I told you.
But even working out is more than the aesthetics
It's not a
because
game, yeah.
before something happens,
that's everybody.
you have given your body the momentum to fight it. Just that working out, you're giving yourself that momentum.
So
to
one
fight
of the things that I will say, as I was watching on social media, he's a oncologist, and he said 2 of the things that if he ever got cancer that he would do is continue to move. Movement is so important in the healing process. And I forgot the second one. But he definitely,
eating out.
but he definitely talked about how even when you don't want, he didn't talk about sugar because I remember that shit. But movement stood out because he was like, even when you don't want to get up, even if it's just going for a walk, like you've got to keep moving.
And movement helps with a whole gamut of illnesses. Like, think about it, depression. If you give yourself,
arthritis.
Yeah, if you give yourself like a goal for the day, like you know you struggle with depression, and you give yourself a goal, because you could literally stay in bed all day. Yeah. But if you can literally say, okay, today I'm gonna get up by 10 a.m. and then I'm gonna set these small little goals for the day, whether it's brushing my teeth for the day, washing my ass for the day.
Stephen Covey, because I have to do, I'm a Covey specific thing for anybody that wants to know.
Yeah, but just anything.
Take a shower.
So Stephen Covey does the 7 habits of effective. I'm supposed to know because I'm but of effective people is like setting small daily victories, right? So for somebody who is struggling with depression, maybe getting up and going for a 10-minute walk is one of those small daily
that
victories.
is small for somebody for depression.
But I'm just saying, like, that is very important, and they want you to do that every day. And yeah, they want you to tie it to, obviously, employers want you to tie it to your daily work life, but it goes so far beyond that. So when you talk about, like, me and Angel are very, we're creatures of habit, but we so Mike be joning on this. So what? If y'all have kids and y'all watch Trolls, it's a scene where the prince is like on the treadmill and he working out and he like, I gotta lose 50 pounds in like 24 hours. And he go hard. Well, that's us, right? Like, we be having these ridiculous, unattainable goals that we be trying to hit in like 2 days. And then we be like, fuck it. And so for us, our challenge, and I'm gonna be honest, I think our challenge, especially when it comes to that,
you don't see it.
And we don't see it, but when we're talking about it, is really just the consistency. And yeah, we like to get our hair done and our nails done, but the investment in the physical, like, workout. Oh, we're gonna get our hair done. We're gonna get our nails done. But one of the things that we don't always invest in is the working out. We doing better with the walking, but we don't always invest in the working out. Honestly, sis, we gotta be.
No, I know. I listen.
We don't honestly invest that. We even was like, Mike, can you train us for a little bit? That shit lasted about 3.5 weeks.
But
Listen,
maybe
I don't like working out. I don't fucking like working out.
No shade, Mike.
No.
I don't like
Maybe it needs to be so. Maybe it needs to be tied to a value, like $1. Like if you
We tried
pay,
that before.
if you pay a
We didn't
trainer,
make any money. And we quick to do
No,
it.
to be honest, that's why I'm always preaching to everybody. Like I preach to all y'all about health. Everybody I know that's close to me, I preach about
He's
health
a health
because
nut.
I value health. Everybody know I'm a health nut.
Health is wealth.
But it's serious because we are not young anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just real to me. And I really fear that day that when somebody calls me with that news that their health is not where it needs to be, or it's something that we need to fight through. I don't want that call.
Yeah.
So that means I have to be on your ass and tell you how you doing. You eating right, you doing right. Because it's not a game. Because I hate to say it, but that day is coming. Because everybody out here has that day. It's just, how does it come to you? And I don't want it to be some shit we can't fight.
Yeah.
Because it's coming. And if you take it for granted, and it's like, I'm going to eat this, and yeah, it sounds good now, but when that news come, then it's going to be like, oh, fuck. That shit is, Angel, no, I'm so cerebral about thinking about these things. I can only imagine what that would feel like. Because that's a fear of mine that I get that call when I had my heart checked and stuff. What if they told me something crazy? How would I receive that? Mm-hmm. I don't want that for anybody I love. So, not that I can prevent it, but I can help minimize it. So I'm going to do everything so I don't want it to be a joke. I don't want it to be a game because it's real for me. It really is that real for me when I preach health and I'm like, let's get our shit together because I know what it can be. I know what my grandmother went through. I knew how much pain she was in.
Yeah.
I don't want that for nobody. And that's why it was triggered for when she said aesthetics, that triggered me. I'm not going to lie. Because it's not aesthetic. It has nothing. That's a byproduct.
that's a benefit.
That's a benefit. But you have to take care of yourself. You can't just be out here living, chasing money, and then be sick. It be niggas rich as fuck, but they dead.
I'm leaving him. I felt guilty once. You know what? Let me say this. I felt guilty. No. It wasn't about leaving him with his dad. It was about the fact that I needed a break from this. I felt bad that I needed a break from my child.
No, you don't need a break.
I felt bad that I needed a break. That's what the mom guilt.
Let me tell you, as far as mommy guilt and going to work out, I'm talking about going to the gym for an hour. They'll be okay for an hour while you're gone.
We know that.
That's no reason to feel guilty.
Can I tell you?
You're leaving them for an hour with me to go work out. It's not.
Can I tell you? It's not just an hour though.
Why?
Because you work all day.
But they're at school.
They're at school.
I get
When
that.
they were little, they weren't in school.
I get that.
When they're little, even when they're little, they're not like, "Where's mommy?"
But so let me tell you, one of the things that me and Gary always talk about, COVID was the best thing to happen for me in a crazy way because it gave me more time with Jackson. Because I didn't have to leave him at home and go to work for 8 hours and only come home and get 4 hours with him because you got to go to sleep at a certain time and you got to do this, you got to do that. I got to spend a little bit more time with him that under normal circumstances as a working parent, as a working mom, men are predisposed. Even when I was on maternity leave, you had 2 weeks, and you like, man, I gotta get back to work. We were like,
even after 4 months, I cried every day for the first week.
Yeah, so you feel that guilt of, I'm away from 8 hours, 9, 10 sometimes because of traffic. You know what I'm saying? And then now I come home and I'm like,
I have a question.
But we from someone because she forgot about me.
I have a question.
I did.
Do y'all feel like it's a such thing as too much coddling?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Because in my humble opinion, I feel like both of you are excellent mothers, and y'all have good time with your kids. Like, it ain't like y'all work crazy hours. Y'all work from home, y'all have a lot of freedom that some mothers don't have at all.
Agreed.
So
and I know that's the
for you to feel guilty as far as taking out time for self-care or doing something, it ain't even about working out. It's in general. If there's something you want to do, I don't think, that's just my opinion because, like I said, it's mommy guilt and it's something for you, but I don't think y'all should feel guilty. And I say that to Angel because she doesn't have mommy guilt. She'd be like, I feel guilty. I'd be like, why? Because there is a such thing as kids having too much mommy guilt. I mean, not mommy guilt, but mommy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to do other things. You can't be there for them 24/7 because as beneficial as that is,
they have to figure it
too
out.
much can be detrimental.
I agree.
And I think that, like, my kids are very, what would you say, boo? They're very
self-sufficient.
No. The opposite. Like, I think my kids are very attached to us.
So, for a happy spouse, happy house, what did we learn?
Happy life, happy wife.
No, is that it's mutual. That if your partner is being vulnerable, the worst thing you can do is weaponize whatever it is that they said to you to be vulnerable, right? Like, that's like the worst thing you can do. It's disrespectful, and it'll shut them down, and it destroys the trust. What else did we learn about happy spouse, happy house?
Showing appreciation.
Showing appreciation.
Mm-hmm. Showing appreciation. For
Showing appreciation, for sure.
Yeah.
To your spouse, whether that's doing the thing that they didn't ask you to do that you know needs to be done. Because I know that's an irritant a lot of times. You know what needs to be done, but you don't do it.
And communicating, not popping shots.
Not popping shots. That's kind of weaponizing, right? That kind of goes back to weaponizing what you learned about your spouse or whatever they shared in a vulnerable moment. That is, you know, absolutely a no-no. And happy life, happy wife is a thing of the past.
It is. Because we want to make sure.
Gary don't fucking agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I think it all wraps up to happy wife, happy life. I think it all comes back.
I think y'all like to say it's the thing of the past, but I think a lot of people still subscribe to that. But we probably should have delved into that more. But
what?
I think the happy wife, happy life is still a thing. I don't think it's not existing anymore. I think people still think that's the thing, and it don't. I think it's more about the wife's happiness is more highlighted than the husband's happiness.
I'm sorry you guys feel that.
I honestly think that is. I think
that's a bullshit apology. Remember, we said we're not supposed to apologize.
No, but I think that you still hear that.
But
you still hear that today. Like you said, happy wife, happy life. That hasn't gone away. You still hear it.
I think
people still say that.
But the whole point is to make a movement past that.
No,
it's not just about
the simplicity of it. I don't even think it's like, well, like you said. I think most, like you said earlier, most men, we don't really give a fuck about a whole lot of shit.
And that'd be a problem for y'all.
And I think more things bother women. You know what I mean?
Because we're emotional creatures.
Yeah.
You all are concrete, physical creatures.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So once you know that and understand that, you can respond accordingly. Right. And that goes both ways. That's where the happy
life.
No, that's where the happy spouse, happy house comes from. So you know what? We just gonna agree to disagree. We're gonna agree to disagree.
My wife want a drink, I'm gonna give her a drink.
I feel like that's just a common courtesy of human beings.
Happy wife, happy life.
Okay.
One love.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
One love.
And we coming with mad passion out here.
The mad passion.
Subscribe, like.
Do your health share.
All right, Mike. Go ahead. Do your wellness health.
You gotta do your wellness health.
We won't be
Go ahead, wrap it up, D.
All I'm gonna say is,
your health is everything. You know what I'm saying? I know money and the grind is what is that, but if you do all that grinding and then you don't take care, it's all about balance. I think what we talked about a lot was balance, right? You have to include that in your regimen, in your journey, because without that, it doesn't fit. Just like without money, you know, you can't live the lifestyle you were, but if you don't have health, you can't enjoy what you grind for, what you work for. Or you're not even just about money, but also with your loved ones and being there for them and being able to provide for them and enjoy life with them and their experiences. If you don't have that to give and take care of that, then, you know, that's just a part of the puzzle I think you need. I think it's a vital part that a lot of people ignore and they take for granted. So take care of yourself. That's all I got. That's it.
All right, so health is wealth and mom guilt. Don't let your mom guilt get in the way of you getting healthy. It's a struggle. It is a struggle. I'm going to have to do a mom's podcast about how being a mother is just trauma in itself. Because as the dads are sitting here saying we shouldn't let it impede that progress, we still struggle with it. Yes, we agree with you, but it's a thing.
But y'all don't also understand, like, when you talk about mom guilt, like, it also is stuff that's pushed on us, right? Expectations. I'll use my mother as an example. What I probably should be doing, or how she did things when she was a mom, and trying to find your own voice as a mom and how you want to do things. There's guilt in that, especially if you're switching up from what you were taught to do and you're trying to do it a little different. There's guilt in that. Or you see another mother doing something and you're like, well, I don't know why she do that because I would never do that. It's like we kind of do it to each other too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different layers. I don't want you to think that it's like more about the partner. Sometimes as women we do it to each other and we don't even realize that what we're doing is guilting that other mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are moms who do have young kids who put their health first. And mothers who don't, looking at them like, oh, well, it must be nice to be going to the gym all the time. Like, we do that to each other. You know what I'm saying? And we don't understand. There are probably moms that look at us or that was watching this podcast that might say, it must be nice for getting your nails and your hair done, even when they are at school, because I can't do that. Yeah. Like, it's something that as moms, we kind of like internalize what we do to each other. We get it from our moms, we get it from our aunts, we get it from our grandmothers, we get it from different people. And it's not because people are being malicious. It's just a mirror of what they probably can't do. They weren't able to do.
But that's the struggle, right? Because everybody's situation is different.
It's different.
But what I guess my point would be to that is, for each situation, it's all about, like I said, I always come back to this point, it's all about balance and what your situation is. To take what you do have and what you are blessed with and to don't take it for granted. Like you said, some people can't get their hair done. Some people can't go to the gym. And that's unfortunate. And I wish that they could be in those situations. But I feel like it's a disrespect for the people that can and they still don't. You still have those opportunities that some people be like, damn, that must be nice.
I don't know
why don't you do that? And then you don't do it. But just like I'm always telling my kids, you don't take, I was like, don't take for granted. Like, you know, my kids are spoiled for the most part because we pretty much give them what they want, but they take it for granted. That goes the same thing. You have things, you need to take everything you have and appreciate it and live it to the fullest because this is God's gift. Everything you have is a gift from God. So whatever you don't use or you squander, that's exactly what it is.
You're being wasteful.
You're being wasteful because he's giving you those opportunities. So he giveth and he taketh away.
Just like time. It's just like time.
It is.
Like people have time to do a lot of things that they want to do. You have time to be scrolling on social media. And in that time, that 30 minutes that you have just wasted scrolling through the feed,
you could
right?
have been walking,
you could have been working out, you could have been doing all of that stuff.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? And that's part of why I'm not even on social media right now. Like I may have a page, right? But I don't go on it because I feel like it's a time suck. It literally just it wastes full time.
It's a black event.
But it's a gratification. You get
instant gratification.
Yeah,
it is
from that for whoever's. I mean, I know I do it with YouTube. So
right, YouTube is social media too. Whether we try to do it with
any
acknowledge
platforms or anything like that, but
they all
like
Does the county listening service on YouTube?
It's still social media.
What I was gonna say is.
YouTube is a social media.
I mean, no. YouTube
when I go walking,
I feel like it's how you use it though.
That's what I'm doing.
Like,
I use sermons. I look at listen to podcasts. I look at
whatever I feel like looking at that. Whatever makes me feel good.
I use it for what I eat in the day.
Whatever you gotta vibe for right now.
Whatever I gotta vibe for that time.
Yeah.
I've used it to learn how to put something together.
You can use it, but it's still considered a single person.
Look, everybody's in there justifying their use of fucking social
But
media.
it's still a social media.
You can't happening.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
people use social media for different things.
Yeah,
right. But what I'm saying is, like, it's a time thing. Like, people use their time for what they want. And so you could just, instead of scrolling, you could be working out. And just be more intentional about what you're doing with your time.
That's the point.
Instead of watching other people's shit, you can be doing your own shit.
Right. Be more intentional about putting
like, you think about it, when we were kids, we didn't have social media. So we was more about building and doing. That's why kids don't go out. They all on social media, on video games. Like, that shit takes away from the moment of what you're doing right then. You in some virtual world that has nothing to do with what you're doing right now.
If our kids were not in sports, they would not be active. Whereas when we were younger, if we weren't in sports, we would be outside and be active. But the world has changed. Yeah, if our kids are not in sports, when are they active? Outside of gym and school.
Yeah, because they ain't even nobody. They couldn't even go outside and play with other kids because ain't nobody outside.
Ain't nobody outside.
Kids don't go outside no more.
And the pandemic didn't help either. Yeah. The pandemic didn't help either.
But that goes a lot of ways. Kids ain't outside, and then there's weirdos out there.
Like when y'all were growing up, y'all had jumped out.
It was too, but when there was more kids, it was
a bunch of kids.
It was not as hard because you had kids that wrote a group. You know, you didn't have.
You weren't by yourself.
Yeah, you weren't by yourself. But now, if you put your kid out there, it might be him and it might just be concrete out there. They're more of a target. Yeah. But if it's like 8 kids and they're like, we don't know this widow, like they're more reluctant to approach 20 kids as opposed to 1 or 2 kids.
Everybody in the neighborhood knew each other. My parents knew everybody in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew all the neighbors that were in the neighborhood.
I know, and some neighbors we have, they don't even speak. They don't say shit.
That was good. But, you know what I'm saying? It was times when it was a group of us out. You know what I'm saying?
I
think we more.
He came around the corner like
people are scared now and shit. People scared to have their kids outside and shit.
Yeah, you know, I am.
But it was the same shit though. It was
the same widows out there.
That white van shit.
But now we know what that white van means because we've heard too many stories about
back then.
Did we?
I did. I was a fucking latchkey kid.
I knew what that shit was.
Boo, you finished your health first as well.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Not that smile though.
Alright, so we're not gonna lie to you. We were very vulnerable and let y'all in a lot of different ways that we were not expecting. So
yeah, that was crazy.
Right.
Hope y'all enjoy this next time. I don't know what's coming out next time.
Shit.
But until then, peace out. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for listening to I'm Not Gonna Lie to You podcast. Subscribe for more insightful and down-to-earth content. And don't forget to follow us on social media at An Angel's Touch 8 on Instagram and An Angel's Touch Therapy on Facebook.